Hello, Steve Mills here with another video and some more tried, tested and proven ways for you to grow your business. Thank you ever so much for listening, and those of you who know me will know how passionate I am about the subject of networking. Networking is a great opportunity for small businesses to market themselves. I must say, however, there are a lot of people who go to networking events that I see and speak to and network with who actually, they're almost like, they think networking is it. Oh, well, I'm part of BNI or Federation of Small Business or Chamber of Commerce and or for networking or whatever it is that people are part of. And they almost think it's like the Holy Grail. And whilst I'm a massive fan of it, I think it's all great. Varies from one place to another, but I know over the years I've certainly won a lot of business from networking, and I know many other people have. But it's a great thing to do, but my sort of slight caveat here, my warning is don't think that it's the only way of winning business, because it clearly isn't. However, the great thing about networking is it can be done A, for a little cost. It doesn't necessarily cost a fortune, but B, more importantly, it's all about getting in front of people. And there's no better way, I don't think, in business than to be in front of people. I'm going to divide my short video here into two sections. The first section is going to be about your network, and then the second section is going to be about attending networking events. So these are things like chambers of commerce and so on and so forth. So before we talk about that, let's have a look at your network. Networking is not just about going and eating breakfasts or lunches or going to evening events. That's part of it, but before that we need to consider your network. Who's your network? They're the network of people that to some level know, like and trust you. Who are they? Let's identify them before we go off and try and build relationships at networking events with people that don't yet know us. Okay, so my number one thing for you would be to go and make a list of everybody that you know. Now, they could be family, they could be friends, they could be people that you work with, people that you used to work with, people that you network with at the, the swimming pool or the bingo hall or wherever you go socially. I play tennis, I play a little bit of golf, and golf's obviously known as a good place to network. But all the people that that you socialize with, firstly, do they know what you do for a living? Are there opportunities there? Are there people that they might be able to put you in touch with if you asked? They might do it, but they might not be waking up every morning thinking, right, who can they recommend you to? And so, without asking, you're probably not going to get there. I could easily go to one of my friends and say, look, I'm really trying to grow my business, as you know. I wonder whether you do me a really big favor. Here's half a dozen of my business cards. Could you pass them out to people that that you come in contact with, that you think I might be able to help in some way? Yeah, so you could probably do that, couldn't you? But my point is, have you done it? We all know what we could do, but what we've done, that can often be a different matter. So take that database, however many people it is, and they say on average we all know about 200 people, and let's start marketing our business to those people. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not suggesting you're going to be a total and utter, you-know-what to those people by, constantly hassling your family and friends to try and get business from them. I'm not suggesting that. I'm suggesting that you occasionally speak to them and remind them and let them know that you're looking to grow your business. And these are people that know, like and trust you. These are your family. Surely there's somebody there that they're not putting you in touch with that they could. Okay, so that's point one. Point two is the networking event. So I'm going to give you what I think is 5 tips to improve your networking. The first one's going to be before you get to the event. And before you get to the event, my number 1 tip is to make sure that the event that you're going to is the best event that you could do. So by that, what I mean is people are in a particular group, a networking group, and just maybe that's not the best group for you. You know, if you deal with big businesses and you're in a networking group that's full of really small businesses, you know, don't get me wrong, you know, people say, well, it's not about networking with the people in the room. Yes, it is. It's about networking with people in the room. Okay, there's a chance that one of them might introduce you to somebody else, but the truth is, when we go networking, we're getting ourselves in front of particular people, and we want to network. I want to win business from people in the room, because I know that they're not going to go away from this room and start trying to market me. They're just not. And so we need to network with people in the room. So make sure that you're networking with the right people. Okay? Number 2, when you get to the event, speak to the organizer and make sure you know who is in the room. What type of businesses are there? And then rather than doing the, you know, just going up to somebody who's sadly stood on their own and going and talking and starting up a conversation, you might have 20 people in the room. Go and find the 3 people that you think will be the best targets for you within that room. So be much more organized and professional in the way you go about marketing yourself. Point 3 is about questions. You know, I really cannot tell you or emphasize strongly enough the importance of asking questions. And this is one of the big problems with networking. People want to talk about who? People want to talk about themselves. And so when people go networking, I go, oh, tell me what you do. They then often spend the next 20 minutes talking about what they do, rather than telling me briefly what they do and then bouncing questions back at me. And so that again is a really, really important one. The next point is your 1 minute, you know, the opportunity, whether it's when you cut into a group and say, oh, do you mind if I join you? Or on a lot of networking events where you have to stand up and do your 1 minute presentation. I see a lot of people doing the sort of like a cutesy, sort of like little rhyme, or going the total opposite direction and saying, hi, my name is, this is what I do, we're an accountant, we're this, we're that, and talking about we all the time. My belief about this part of the event is to talk about them. In other words, again, talk about other people. So rather than standing there and saying, hi, my name's Steve Mills, I provide people with help in marketing, I'd say, hi, my name's Steve Mills. I'm looking for people who've got a couple of problems in their business. Either they don't know what to do in terms of marketing, or they simply don't have time. Or actually, they don't know what to do and they don't have time. So I don't know whether that rings any bells, but if it does, come and talk to me. You get the difference here? I'm saying I'm looking for people like this. Now I know for a fact that everybody in the room is like that. They've all not got time to do their own marketing. They've all don't understand marketing methods. So I'm using that type of script. So, you know, I'm not saying you should do what I do. I'm saying you should try to come up with something a little bit different. And my last tip, and I've got to say this is a real big one, is that, you know, last time I went to a marketing event or a networking event, I turned up there and there was 25 people in the room, and I did my stand-up and I met quite a few people, gave out probably half a dozen business cards and picked up the same, and yeah, it was a good event. I enjoyed it. Have a guess how many telephone calls I've had from the people that I met at that event? You probably guess right. It's absolutely none. Nobody has been in touch with me. And that's my final point. If you're going to go networking, you're going to get in your car, you're going to drive somewhere, you've got to pay to do that, you're going to spend time, an hour, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours by the time you've done door to door. You know, doesn't it make sense that you should get the most out of that? So follow up on those people, I think, is a really, really important thing. And it's something that's missing from 90%, actually 99% of people who go networking. So that's it. I hope my tips on networking work for you. I hope you implement, and I wish you every success in winning more business from networking. Thank you ever so much for listening. If you want to know more from me, go to www.stevemills.co. If you want to join my Results Club, which has got a great section on networking with far more training than I've just delivered, then again go to stevemills.co/Results Club. Thank you ever so much for listening, and I look forward to speaking to you again next time.